everyone, this is Jennifer with DP Addiction Adventures. So good to see you. I just thought we would finish some of our tag questions that we had started a while back. And I have a chance now that my daughter's first day of school is over. She's in bed. My husband's doing some plumbing in the other room. And I was like, hey, can I hop on and do a video? So I am so excited to be able to be on video. So first things first, I am doing a Victoria's Moon. It is of I call it a night sweet angel. There's a gazebo right here, and there's a little angel girl in the middle. I'm pointing to things. I don't even know if you can see them. So over here, and then this is the night sky. It is square. It is 60 by 60. And I'm not sure how I feel about the color blending. So because it is a review canvas, I may down the road, I really love this image, I may try to get it from a different company and see if there was any difference, but we'll see how it goes. So yeah, also just a little shout out to KK Unique's Diamond Painting Pens on Facebook, our sweet Karen Doss. That is where my cover minders are from. Fantastic. And my pen is acrylic. I'm not quite sure where I got it from. Excuse me. If you haven't been around, if I'm doing a night video, sometimes I yawn just from talking. So that's kind of my trademark, I guess. Fancy word for saying one of my weaknesses. So just forgive me as far as that's concerned. So yeah, let's find, you may see me block from time to time because it is a little shiny. I'm starting on a new section. Over here, I do have a lot of confetti still left, but I figured while we're doing our little whip and chat tag, I would use this little color blocking area so I didn't have to keep switching as much in colors. So let's see here. I'm going to start with 33. And we'll get going. So I'm not sure what question we were left off with, but I'm going to start at question 21, and if it overlaps, then it overlaps. Oh, nope, I'm sorry. We went through question 25, so, excuse me, my chair needs some WD-40. Number 26, it's off of this YouTubeSociety.com. It has a lot of different YouTube tags. And so these are getting to know you questions. So number 26 is, do you use a PC or a Mac? So I use both. I have a PC or a laptop at work. It's an HP. And then at home, I have a Mac because my husband works for Apple. And so, yeah, got to support, right? They are more expensive. However, they last much longer and they do resist malware and different viruses more than a Windows machine. So I believe I had one Mac for like 7 years, the laptop itself, and never batted an eye. It was perfect all the way. I mean, they do come with their pros and cons, don't get me wrong, but we don't get a huge discount. I mean, for the price difference, it's not like all of a sudden it's the same price as a Windows machine. But yeah, so we are Mac people by night, and I'm an HP person by day, just because that's what my work uses. So, let's see here. Your most memorable vacation memory. Well, is that a vacation with the family or a vacation with my spouse? Excuse me. I know we went on a cruise through the Mediterranean for our 10-year anniversary, and so I would have to say that's one of my most memorable. But we did go on a family vacation with my daughter and my parents to Washington, D.C. 2.5 years ago, and that was extremely memorable. And she is a history nut, and so to be able to take her through like Ford's Theater, she loves Abraham Lincoln, to be able to see some of the museums and go through the White House. It was a really neat experience. And we took our time. We were there for a week, and we stayed at an Airbnb and cooked dinner every night. It was kind of funny. I made freezer meals and put them in coolers, and we took, because we drove from Michigan to Ohio, picked up my parents. We stayed there for one night, and then we drove from southern Ohio to Washington, D.C. with my parents, and we had our van. It's a minivan, and I, to save us money, made freezer meals and bought some dry ice and put it in, and gosh darn it, those meals were so frozen. It took us 2 days to defrost some of them. And and also we had so much food, the back of the van kept bottoming out, so we had to redistribute the weight in the van. On the way back, it was fine because we didn't have all the food and everything, but that was pretty funny. But that helped because we didn't have to buy breakfast and we didn't have to buy dinner, so we just bought lunch, and that way we were able to do like some of the fancier restaurants, or not have to really pinch as many pennies because we were only focusing on one area. But I did introduce my parents on that trip to Uber because we went on the hottest week of the year, and we would walk around all day, and then we'd be so exhausted we couldn't walk back to the subway. And so by day 4, we were so exhausted that when we were done with our day of museum hopping, we called an Uber, and they were like, oh my gosh, we need to do this every day. So they helped pitch in, and so we would take the subway into the city from where we were staying, and we would wear ourselves out until like 5 o'clock at night, walking from 8 a.m. to 5, and in the heat and everything, and then we would Uber back. So I will tell a funny story about Washington, D.C. I went on a trip there for work shortly after I started at this current job, and I was all by myself, and I think one of the days we ended super early. It was like 3 p.m. and so I'm like, I'm not gonna waste time. So I instead of Ubering back to the hotel, I Ubered into the city a little bit more and went, and I've always wanted to go through the Holocaust Museum, and we decided not to go through it with my daughter because she was about 10 at the time, and she's got such a sensitive heart that we didn't want to bring anything up. She knows about it, but just, seeing images and hearing about it, we just wanted to be a little bit wise. And so I thought this is a great opportunity because it's free. They close at 5, so I had from 3 to 5. And afterwards, because it's right by the Washington Monument, I walked over there just to kind of walk around it, and the clouds started rolling in, and I was like, okay, I need to start looking for an Uber to get myself back. And so I pull up my phone, I sit on this bench, and I pull up the Uber app, and back to the hotel was roughly about $8 to $10. And so I'm just about ready to hit the ride, and I was going to do a ride share because it's a little bit cheaper, because I didn't care if I had to go to a couple different places. I had nowhere else to be. And so I did the little ride share, and I was about to hit the button and it started pouring down rain. And I'm telling you, like the minute the first raindrop hit me, the prices went from $10 to $22 because evidently now it's prime time because everybody is going to be trying to Uber back instead of walk back because it was raining. And I was like, seriously? So yeah. What are your morning, evening routines? I hate getting out of bed. My husband will laugh at me. It's true. It's like pulling teeth to get me out of bed. I tend to sleep until 11 on Saturdays and sometimes 11 on Sundays. But you know me, I'm in lives and stuff, so I don't go to bed till 3. So it's technically 8 hours of sleep. You know, and I don't have young kids, so Lydia loves playing with the dog, and you know, I'll get up if there's soccer games and stuff that we have to go to. That's not it. But if there's nothing going on, I'll sleep in. So my morning routine is usually my husband. Oh my gosh. I'll tell you in a minute what that noise was. So did you really have to do that? We've had a cricket in our house, and my husband, I guess, just found it, and he was saying, "Hey, cricket!" Like, oh my gosh, who is that? He's lost it. A moment of silence for the cricket. But we're really glad that another cricket died because they've been irritating us. Anyway, back to the story. What was I even saying? Oh my gosh. You guys are like, you were talking about this. Da, 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 da. Okay. I was talking about Washington, D.C. Oh my gosh, I can't believe. Oh, routines. So my husband usually gets up first, takes his shower. Then he comes in and is like, okay, you have to get out of bed. So I get up and take my shower, and then he is present and awake, or almost awake, while he's getting his coffee with our daughter, who, you know, eats her cereal, has some daddy time. I'm getting ready, and then as soon as I'm ready, she's ready, and we walk out the door together. I drop her off at school, and then I go to work. Evening, it's hit or miss, depending on if we have soccer, depending on if there's a show we like to watch. Are we cooking? Are we eating a freezer meal that we just have to bake? Are we running from one soccer game to the other? Literally 10 months out of the year, we're doing soccer. So it's crazy. But yeah, we used to have her go to bed. She's supposed to start getting ready for bed at 8 and be in bed by 8:30. But now she's been... The summer, it was like by 10. During the school year right now, it's by 9. But the older she gets, the less time we have without her present, which I love her to death. But, you know, it's really nice to have me time or us time. And she's, I mean, I think we're going to be really great friends. I don't take that for granted. I'm super excited at the relationship that we have, and I'm so blessed. But it also means that I lose, you know, that selfish time. So I'm just going to have to suck it up and move forward, right? So, yeah, I usually don't start getting ready for bed till 11, and that's because I have to. And then I try to be asleep by midnight. On the weekends, Friday and Saturday nights, I'm up until at least 2, if not 3 o'clock. Unless I have to get up early. Then I try to go to bed by midnight. Because I need my sleep. And I throw lots of naps in there too. Do you have any bad habits? Okay, they shouldn't ask that as a yes or no question. They should just say, what are your bad habits? I like to take too many naps. I tend to, that's my coping skill. If I can't handle life, I want to get into bed. And so I've really been trying to then do diamond painting instead, so at least I'm awake even if I veg out. I tend to make myself super busy because that means I have to stay awake and not go to bed, but it doesn't work because I end up still taking the nap or avoiding, and then just causing myself to stress out because that gives me less time to do more things that I've signed up for. So, it's another, I don't know. I feel like that's a question I should ask people around me because it's hard to say. I mean, I know I have several of them. I just don't recall them right now. Tell us one thing about you that we wouldn't know. One thing about me. Well, you guys know I don't like onions, hence the throwing the potato across the room. One thing, I don't know, I sleep on my side, my left side instead of my back. You guys know I like cherry Coke. I used to be a Mountain Dew-aholic, but I've switched my poisons. The difference is I can walk away from cherry Coke if I need to. I like my coffee black. I don't take cream or sugar in it. I never sucked my thumb. I sucked my 3 fingers on my left hand. I didn't suck my thumb. It took a long time. I think I did it till the age of 12. I would hide it from all my friends. I was so embarrassed. But I just needed that extra support, I guess. So yeah. Let's see, what else we got? What is your favorite Netflix show? I don't know. I watched some of The Blacklist, but then it got too dark for me right now with where I'm at. I like the whole psychological thrillers. I'm more of a Hulu person right now. I like the cool kids, so I'm kind of excited with the new season coming up. I was watching Frasier for a while, just kind of some sort of comedy. Sometimes I watch Seinfeld. Sometimes I watch Friends. Different things like that. I do off of Netflix. Now I know it's on one of the cable stations, but it's also on Netflix. I do watch Madam Secretary, so that's kind of fun. Let's see. What is the craziest thing you've ever done? Well, that is a whole another YouTube thing, so we'll just leave that for another day. Describe your first crush. My first crush, his name was Matt Adams. We were in kindergarten, not together, but at our church. He went to my church. And our parents were in the same small group for Bible study. And so we started to like each other. And he made me this little Valentine's. I think I still have it somewhere. I kept it forever. And he was actually my first kiss. We were... my parents had come over with his parents. They were going out to eat dinner together, so they were sharing a babysitter. And so I think we were watching Star Wars and sitting in this recliner chair next to each other, and we lifted the pillow up so the person couldn't see And so yeah, that was kind of funny. It's a funny memory I have of kindergarten, first grade. I was so upset when we moved churches. And I would beg to like, can we go visit? Yeah, so I don't remember what he looks like, but I still remember the feelings I had towards him. And I don't even know how to look him up anymore because I have no idea what Matthew Adams out there would be out there. You know, like, it's such a normal name. So it's not like I could look him up on Facebook and see what's going on and Facebook stalk him, so to speak. How many of you have Facebook stalked somebody? Come on, put it in the comments down below and tell me if you are guilty at some point of Facebook stalking an old flame or a high school friend, or I know you guys have done it. So I'm going to be waiting for comments. What theme parks have you been to? There's a theme park in Ohio called Kings Island. So that's one that we went to often because I only lived about 45 minutes away from it. It was a big thing. Youth groups or school trips or whatnot would go to. And a lot of times they had like a Christmas thing. So my parents would take us to that because they would have like ice skating and they did like the Hanna-Barbera or something like that. So the Yogi Bear and those kind of, and so they would all dress up in Christmas attire and sing Christmas carols around the park. I've never been to Cedar Point, even though I've had multiple opportunities to go. I always had something come up, so I never been, even though most people in Ohio have been. I've been to Disney World once when I was 11. We went on a trip there. There's a place called Michigan Adventures here in Michigan. I've been there a couple times. Not too excited over that, but I have gone. Trying to think. Don't know if there's any other parks I've been to. Who was your childhood best friend? I think I've talked about this before. One started out, her name was Jennifer. It was just first grade. She was Jennifer C. I was Jennifer A. Because it's how our last name started. Then Elizabeth was my next really good friend for years and years and years. And then Heidi in high school. And then Melissa is my best friend and like a sister to me. We met in college and we were roommates and suite mates and all that fun stuff. And so, yeah. What is your favorite genre of film and why? I really like psych films. So things like Fight Club, Memento, things that have like Sixth Sense when it came out, Silence of the Lambs. I like things that make you think, not gore, nothing gory. Like Silence of the Lambs, I really only like the first one. Hannibal and some of the other ones. I'm not a big open the brain and eat it type of girl. I'm trying to think. I do enjoy a good comedy though. So that would be my next go-to, would be something that's funny. Let me see. I go and see the Avengers with my friend from work. So I like that. We went and just saw The Lion King recently. That was fun. So there's that. Let's see. What was your dream job as a kid? I don't think I really had something that stuck out to me. I know for a long time I wanted to be a teacher, but But I think the reason I did is because I love to organize. And so I would have, like, I went to the teacher store and bought a real grade book and would put people's names in and give out tests and, you know, put the grades in. And it wasn't about teaching. It was about organizing and having all the fun office supplies that went with it. So that was kind of funny. I'm not huge into teaching people, but as a therapist, I guess that's kind of what I do, is teach coping skills. But yeah, there's this one part down here that I think I have stuck my arm in multiple times, so I'm hoping the sticky will still be there. So far so good, but we will see. I'm not really pressing my luck yet. Just going around it. What is your coffee order? I like usually a grande black, so medium blend. So at Starbucks, it'd be like a Pikes Peak. There's a place in Michigan called Big B, and I like Big B's best. Not a big Caribou fan, don't hate me, but if I do order anything, I'm usually doing a medium blend, like a grande, a 20 ounce type size. Now, at Panera, they don't do a medium blend, they only do a light and dark roast. So I normally do like 2/3 light, and because their dark roast to me is really dark, I mean really bold, so I do usually 2/3 light, 1/3 dark. Sometimes I forget that and I'll do 2/3 dark and 1/3 light, and I'm like, ooh, that gives me a kick in the pants. So I'm not a big flavor person, and when it comes to coffee, so I'm not like a mocha or any chocolate added. I love chocolate, but don't mix it with my coffee. You see. Some of these don't apply to me. Like, what is your favorite thing to order on Uber Eats? I have it. We'll do one more. What are your pet peeves? Hoo. First, I'd like you to leave down in the comments, number 1, what I told you before. And number 2 is, what is your pet peeve? I'd love to hear it. A lot of my pet peeves revolve around driving. I totally dislike when somebody does not use their blinker. So I know that there are some of you out there watching this, because statistics rule, who do not use your blinker, and it is very, very hard for the person behind you to know what you're doing if you jut out in front of them, and you might know you have enough room because you know what you're doing, but the person behind you does not know what you're doing, and you freak them out. So that's one of my pet peeves, is not using your blinker. Let's see. Another one of my pet peeves is finishing something except the last piece so that you don't have to put it away. So like a bag of candy, you leave one piece. The orange juice, you leave like a tablespoon. Something like that. Now that doesn't happen a lot in our family. We all do pretty good here. But it has happened to me several times when I'm on like different trips or something. I just notice that people leave it for somebody else to do, if that makes sense. It's like, seriously, just finish it off. Just finish it off. It is okay. So that's a pet peeve. Let's see. I'm sure I have a lot of them. These are questions that maybe my husband could answer better than I could on what my pet peeves are. But I know what a lot of his are. But we're not going to go there because I make up most of them. So yeah. So yeah, I got a lot done on this color, number 33, which is 3842. There are a lot of blues with this sucker. So we will see how it goes, how it blends. I'm hoping it'll look better than it does look up close. I may still order the same one from somebody else down the road, not right now. But yeah, so just a reminder, I did start a Patreon account down below. There are some really fun tiers. Even if you don't sign up, go check out the tiers just to see if there's anything that you like as far as membership. And yeah, so if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you'd like more videos like this, feel free to subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. And if you hit the notification bell, it'll let you know when my next video is posted. So I look forward to hearing from you all down in the comments. And until next time, be blessed and take care. Bye-bye.